welcome to the Friday, June 8th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. The truth is out there. Let me go and get everything synced in here together so I can read the chat. I really wanted to be a little bit more energetic today, but this entire week I have been down, under the weather. I wasn't too awful bad last night during the podcast with Danny, but woke up this morning and I was pretty much crapoly again. So I'm trying to keep my energy level up, trying to keep myself positive. I really honestly think a lot of it is my reunion coming up at the end of the month. 35 years. We've lost 5 members of a class of just over 100, not even 110. And our next reunion is 15 years from now, and who knows who will still be around. So, morning Santee, morning Jan. Let me finish getting set up here, guys. I'm sorry. Now we can share. And now I can get back to chat. I appreciate that, Santee. I really do. I really honestly think it's more emotional than it's physical. I'm just drained. I mean, missing out on my reunion, not being able to go because the wife don't want to make the trip. 3.5 hours one way, 2 weekends in a row. Following weekend is my youngest grandson's birthday, and we've already promised my son and daughter-in-law that we were coming down for that, and. I mean, there's that. There's, still that situation here with the zero income thing to help the wife out, especially with the cost of everything increasing. You guys know that she's been solely supporting us, and with everything going up, that's just less and less and less that we're able to do, able to bring into the house, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, there's the emotional struggle there. There's the whole disability thing. There's the investigations. There's the channel growth. There's everybody else around me or stuff. God, I look retarded with these glasses on. Sadly enough, I don't want anyone to see my eyes. Even with I'm even going to extend this emotional thing out to, the stuff that happened in Highland Park on the 4th of July and the families that have been destroyed and Uvalde before that and the college before that. And this world is just, it's falling apart, and I'm just, and then I think about everybody else's health. Santee was under the weather. Tyler's been really upset and not doing very well. And, Jen, here just a month or so ago wasn't doing well. Grandma's getting worse, and it's just, it's like I'm a sponge for emotional BS here lately, and it's just, oh, let me see here. Let me see here. Get back up here. Blah, 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 blah. Morning, Jam. Morning, Ty. Buddy. I'm glad you're here. I am glad you're here. I was going to actually message you last night, and, well, with my own emotional state, I wasn't going to be any help to you. As a matter of fact, I was probably going to hinder you. That's why I didn't message you last night. Ordered a place for chocolate crystals to make bracelets. I texted my friend last night because I need 2 bracelets as soon as they're made. All right, Jan, I appreciate that, honey. I really do. Let me see here. Well, in the meantime, think positive thoughts, daily meditation. I'm doing okay. Just woke up. Good. Hey, Chris, good to see you, my friend. Sarah, good morning. And I haven't coughed up any more blood. Well, that's always good. Word is falling apart on Sunday. Possibly. I'll get with you after. Well, I'll get with you after the stream, after the debut of the new video. I've got a video set to debut right at 10 o'clock when this is over. And it's kind of a part 2 to the video from Wednesday. It's amazing, we're a history / parahistoric channel, and it seems like, foregoing history, I think the request for paranormal and UFOs seems to be the biggest thing people want to see. That's what I get the most requests for. So this week has kind of been all about ufology, UAPs, OICUP, things like that. Let me see here. I don't want to believe. Good morning, Candy. Good to see you. Let me get your chakras back in line right now. Let's ready for this way on the show. Okay, I'll message you. All right, sounds good, bud. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm always up for joining you or joining you and Dakota, and talking about all that really awesome Walden Bonker stuff. Today on July 8th, 1776, a 2,000-pound copper and tin bell, now known as the Liberty Bell, rings out for the first time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Congress had to wait for the Declaration of Independence to come back from Kinko's anyway. So, is that what it was? Is that what it was? Was that Kinko's was held up? I thought maybe they went and got copies made at that UPS store that's all shut down now in Illinois. Um, the one that belonged to the mom of the shooter. Um, I thought maybe they had to go through there. Well, which really blows me away. It amazes me. She owns that store. She has a post office box at that store, and the FBI come in and indefinitely shut down the entire store, which means nobody can get their mail. No mail can be delivered. No, nothing, until they get done with their investigation in that location. Dingle, dingle. I don't know what that was. Let's see here real quick. Oh, we have BS for you. Here it says, look back on history. No, I don't want to. Oh, come on. UPS didn't get started until August 1770. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Not sure. I was having a real bad cough and spell. Caused me to hack up blood and tissue. No energy. Do you ever talk to your landlord, Ty, to find out who was going to handle or how he was going to handle? There's no who to it. You rent the place, it's his responsibility. But who's going to handle or how he's going to handle the basement? It's the plague, dude. You've you managed to contract the bubonic plague off your basement. That's why you were. Thank God you're so skinny though, 'cause I mean the little like plague germs just flew right through you. Something to do with whether to laid off liquor for a while. Don't stop. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Candy. That's what I think it is too. Is the all that white mold in his basement and stuff that's not getting taken care of. Oh, they sprayed it. Well, hopefully it's going to start dying off then. But yeah, getting back to the shades, guys. I don't have bags under my eyes. I've got like shopping carts, and that's the reason. Not to mention, like I said, I've been so emotional over stuff. My eyes are all bloodshot. I got shopping carts under my eyes. And it's just time to, yeah, hide it away from everybody else. And not to mention the fact, I noticed last night, and I really didn't get a chance to say anything to Lorna last night on Unrestricted Paranormal that I co-hosted with Danny. Uh, but Lorna Reynolds was the guest on there. She's quite famous on the East Coast um, as a seer, a reader. She does past life regression, hypnotherapy, all kinds of things like that. She's a paranormal investigator. For the last week, little over a week since this started with me, I've been seeing shadow figures in my peripheral here in the studio. I walked in here last night to get ready for the live stream with or the podcast with Danny and Lorna, and I opened the door and seen something against the wall where all of my coats and stuff hang up at. And it was almost like it looked out from behind a coat, and when I turned my head, it moved back behind the coat again. And I've been experiencing that, like I said, for the last 10 days. So, I don't know. It's about time to smudge in here again and very possibly um, set up one of my tables with some of the gear on it, put a smudge pot in here, and let the camera roll some night and see very possibly what it could be. Yeah, well, good morning, Ian. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, we all hope Ty starts to get better. You know, it's been a rough couple of weeks for him, and he definitely needs all the prayers and the love he can get. Sage sticks, you can get them. You can usually get it at crystal shops. You can get it at um, you can get it online. It actually grows wild down in your area, down there in the Southwest, Arizona, Oklahoma, northern Texas. Um, White sage grows wild down there. So, but you got to go up into the mountains to get it. So, you're better off going to a crystal shop or something like that. I'm a bull in a china shop. No, not crystal china, like regular crystals, like the element, the stones. You can't break a stone. So if you walk in there, say, hey, do you have any sage for smudging or smudge sticks, or they'll usually point you out or point them out to you, and you can just walk straight over to the basket, grab the ones you like, and come right back to the register. That way you don't got to get near any of the pretty stuff. Says in my hand, message me, goal in a crystal shop. Yep. No, 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 not that crystal. Not that crystal. But yeah, I really think I think when the end of the month rolls around, um, of course I'm staying in contact with my friends from school. Um, of course, I've not told any of them yet that I will not be coming to the reunion. Um, but I think once that passes, I'll be much better. It's just really hard. I mean, these are people I've known. You know, the town I grew up in, it was very, very small. We all went together, or we've all known each other since before kindergarten, and we were in school together all the way through 12th grade, and they were a big influence on who I became. My personality, everything else. We played together all through elementary school, kindergarten, junior high. We drank together in high school. We partied together. Um, we dated each other. So I mean, it's like this is. I think that's why it's getting on me so much. 35 years. I realize I'm getting older. Um, my body is just. It's. What's the word? It's. It's showing. Hey, Tony. Good to see you, bud. Good morning. Customer, if I lose my data, I'm going to lose my mind. That's okay because then you won't remember you lost your data. That makes sense. None of them are into that kind of stuff, Jan. Live streaming or anything like that. Yeah, none of them are into that. So, yeah, it's doubtful any of them would even know how to do it. But yeah, it'll get better, as all things do. As all things do. And like I said, you know, the following weekend I get to go down, celebrate my youngest grandson's birthday, and spend time with my sister and my son and all the grandkids, and you know, it'll all be good. It'll all be good. July will pass, and you know, I really honestly, and I give it a lot of thought last night after the podcast. I really honestly believe that the biggest problem right now, emotionally, is the fact that, you know, 6 years ago, this week, I would be in my third day. Today would be the beginning of the third day of my coma. And for some reason, all of those memories, you know, that the doctors referred to as coma psychosis, all those memories are rushing back. And my brain is still trying to process all the weird things that I seen and heard when I was in my coma. And I don't know how to react to it. It's actually affecting me now the same way it did when I came out of the coma, and I'm not understanding. Um, I'm not understanding any of it. I just had a nearly lifelong friend drop dead at work Wednesday morning. My missus, at my missus' work, and found by his wife. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Tony. That's, wow. That's sad. I am so sorry you're going through that. But yeah, going down there, my son lives just not 12 miles from where I went to school at and stuff. So um, it's a 7-hour round trip going down there with gas prices the way they are. Uh, you know, lodging and buying presents and stuff like that. It's just, and the wife, she wants to actually get something for all the kids, but buy presents for my grandson, but get something for all the kids because with COVID and her work schedule and everything else, we've not seen them in 2 years except on video chat. So the getting them stuff, things like that. Just a huge, humongous pain trying to figure out all this stuff, and it's just I don't get saddened by death. It's part of the game. And that's the best way to look at it, quite honestly. I mean, I always look at death as the next step of life. So, might be a little bit of a sociopath. I don't think you're a sociopath. Sure, just not exactly. My maternal grandmother was last time I was. When was I in a coma? I actually I went into the coma 10 days after Steph and I got married. We got married on the 25th of June, and went to the beach on the 4th of July to celebrate it. 2016. Got real sick at the beach. Um, Went home or came home on the 5th of December, or 5th of December, Jesus Christ. On the 5th of July, I was even worse that morning when we got up. She helped get me dressed, tried to get me to the car. I could barely walk. They took me to the hospital. And the ER doctor at our hospital, just 9 miles away, said that they had to get me to Kalamazoo, Michigan, because I was dying. And got me up there. We pulled into the ER. I flatlined the first time. I was gone for about 4 minutes. They brought me back. I stayed somewhat stable for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I flatlined again for 3 or 4 minutes. They brought me back. Told my wife they were having issues my blood sugar was 860. Now understand, the blood sugar thing happened with no warnings, no signs, no symptoms, no nothing. But just 5 minutes later, my lungs started failing. My heart rhythm started going out of whack, so they induced a coma. So figure about at 11 o'clock a.m. on the 5th of July, 2016. And I was pretty much in the coma for 2 weeks. During which time I had all kinds of weird, they say dreams. I say it's not dreams because I remember the smells. I remember the tastes of what I ate. I remember conversations. But they try to tell me that the rooms and the scenes and stuff that I described weren't real. So, I'll call first death. Next one pissed me off. Don't know who that is. I must look down. Hold that truck. All set. Today in 1891, famous Old West con man Soapy Smith is murdered in Skagway, Alaska. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. 2 weeks is just kind of a long winter's nap. And yes, the coma, um, resulted in severe PTSD. It's completely taken my brain out of whack because of trying to process. Basically, the way they described it, since your brain is since your body is shut down, think of your brain like an active computer. The program is always running, and where a computer cannot create its own input, the human brain does. And because there's no input coming into the computer, it starts to artificially create input. And that's what coma psychosis is. Well, because PTSD, because we have our five senses, except for those, that have that extra sense. But, the common person's got those five senses to constantly give your brain input. And when you're in a coma, you're basically shutting down the input. And the brain doesn't know how to react, and it starts to really, neurons that don't normally fire start to fire, and it starts to search out and grasp at anything that could be a source of input. And when it starts to create these images and these sounds and things like that people start telling you aren't real, but yet you can smell the smells, you can taste the food that you eat, you can hear the conversations, everything that you see, things like that, it completely throws your brain out of whack. So that's what causes the PTSD, is that severe stress. It's like, I hate to compare it to this, but it's the only way to compare it. Um, think of a soldier. Okay, we'll give it the soldier thing here for a second, but understand the example I'm going to give is a complete flip from where mine came from. You're a soldier. You grow up in a small town. You have the same friends all the way through school. You and your best friend um, go off to war together, and something happens to him. You watch him perish. Okay, in that case, you're overstimulating the regions of the brain where the stimulation normally occurs, and by them shutting my body down or shutting a person's body down, you start to understimulate. Well, then the brain starts creating these illusions, and then everybody tells you it's not real. So then all of a sudden you're shocking the brain because it got overstimulated. Then all of a sudden here they are trying to cut off the stimulation, but your brain is still saying, no, this happened here, this happened here, this happened here. You know, I remember one morning in particular, that I was laying in a almost like an outdoor arboretum, and very futuristic, very futuristic. I remember watching nurses and doctors walk in this back door, and they even told me, they said, this is out in the sitting area here at the hospital. And I remember watching this monitor, and they're talking about, you know, asking when the nurse comes around to ask you, you know, to inquire about your breakfast menu, please ask about the new blueberry strawberry smoothies that we're carrying for patients to help to get away from the medicine, whatever, you know, blah, 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 blah. And one of the nurses came in, they asked me about, or asked me how I was feeling. I told them. I asked when my wife was going to get there, and they said that she had just pulled up and she's coming in, and she'll be in there momentarily. And I sat there for 3 hours carrying on a conversation with her. And none of it happened. But I can still recant the entire conversation. I know what she was wearing. Everything. I remember the taste of that blueberry strawberry smoothie. I remember everything. So, all right, let me see. Get back up here. Blah, they're soapy. April's in the hospital right now. Her husband found her unresponsive, sitting on the toilet. When they got her to the hospital, her temp was 106. Blood sugar was over 900. Oh my God. Damn. Well, I hope she's okay. I never heard of it. Also, despite that PTSD cost me a relationship and almost cost my kids. Brain chips and makeup shit. We'll be listening, taking doggies to the groomer. Okay, damn. Brain creates illusions all the time. My PTSD is from over 20 years of abuse. No joking matter, it ruins your life. Just learn to cope with it. Think of seeing something from a vast distance. Your brain will fill in the blanks and tell you you're seeing some item it can identify. Yeah. Yep, and you know what's really bad? This whole little thing out in the arboretum with all the real pretty canvas um, sheeting and stuff, and the metal framework and everything that I've seen laying there. When we left the hospital, um, they had these pretty canvas art pieces out there in the arboretum that were kind of fanning in the wind. I mean, they were on metal framework and everything. And the same color canvas pieces were there framed up, fanning back and forth in the wind there in the arboretum. But the medical thing was not there. So then I asked myself, if it was a manufactured thing in my brain while I was in the coma, how did I know that those collared canvas art pieces were there? How did I know they were in a metal frame? The same kind of aluminum frame as the rest of the building was in when I was in this location. I mean, granted, there was a whole framework there and uh, everything else. Kind of like them little portable buildings, but there were spaces in between them where the patients could sit in natural breeze and things like that. And they had these little pieces. It's almost like they had moved out the little portable buildings and left the canvas stuff still there in the arboretum. But you know, we have that not that, and that's the stuff that goes on up here. It's like, okay, you've been on the 13th floor of this hospital for 10 days in a coma. Well, yeah, 10 days in a coma and 3 days out of the coma and recovery, or 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, whatever it was. But if I had never seen this arboretum, how did I know the collars of the canvas and the metal framework and stuff like that? It's almost like an out-of-body experience, like you walk around locations in the hospital when you're in the coma and you see things, and then you go to tell people about them and they don't believe you. But then when you're leaving, you see part of the things you described to them. So they still haven't found out what caused it, but she's doing a little better, but still not out of the woods yet. No, not with blood sugar over 900, she's not. Wow. She got sick 2 days prior. Hey, do that. What's that, Ty? You know, I don't think they made them for the large model guns. Santee would actually be the one to ask about that. I don't think they made them for the larger model guns. I think they made them for like the smaller pocket pistol models, like the police pistols, um, things like that. I have never seen a shoulder holster for the large model like the navies and the armies and stuff like that. Um, but I'm not 100% on that. That would actually be a question you should ask Santee, because he knows more about the history of the holsters and stuff that existed, 1870s, 1880s. Uh, concealed, concealed carry was frowned upon as cowardice. Well, it's not like I have a Dragoon revolver. I'd love to have a Dragoon. I would love to have a Dragoon. Oh, God. And sleep is another thing. Sleep is another thing. I noticed since everything happened in 2016, that's when I can no longer sleep. I have no problem going to sleep, staying asleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning every single morning. My butt wakes up, whether I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night or I go to bed at midnight. I go to bed at 1. 3 o'clock in the morning, I am up. In between 3 and 3:30. And I can't sleep anymore. I would like to Schofield number 3. Schofields are nice. Schofields are nice. Schofield number 3. Yeah, Doc had a holster rig. Whether or not the fact that the shoulder holster existed or not isn't the question. The question, was, did the shoulder holster exist for his style of gun? And he has got like the full size 3-pound Civil War pistols. So, and that's what I was saying. I don't think that the shoulder holsters existed for a Navy revolver. I think it was a smaller gun. I prefer 1875 Outlaw. Oh wait, I got 2 of them. Poop. But yeah, like I was saying at the very beginning, guys, we have got a video coming at 10 o'clock. As soon as this ends, the new video premieres. Everybody seems to be cranking on about the whole UFO phenomenon. So I actually found information about our government and the things that they cited on, including a couple of our presidents, on the UFO phenomenon. That pocket model wasn't for today's pockets, yeah. Yep, I've had a couple of police pistols from the Civil War era, and they were a little less than 3/4 the size of a standard Navy or a standard Army. So they were made for a deeper pocket, or, whatever. Got an itch. But also, if you look even back further than the Civil War, the Derringers, especially like the percussion Derringers, they would fit in most pockets today comfortably, but they fit very nicely in like a jacket pocket or a waistcoat pocket because it was a much deeper pocket. My two Rev War era waistcoats that I have, I think the pockets are like 8 inches deep and possibly 8 inches long. So even even a Civil War style pistol, an Army or a Navy, would fit tightly. I mean, the pocket would still close, but it would fit corner to corner in it. So like the Philadelphia Derringers and stuff like that had absolutely no problem fitting in those large pockets. Carter said he saw UFOs. Yeah. Yes, he did. Surprisingly enough, Carter is not one of them that's in this video. Good morning, Danny. Good to see you this morning, bud. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that's what I would do, Ty. Honestly, just go out and get yourself a right-handed holster and a left-handed holster, and put them on the opposite sides. That way, instead of your pistol sitting there with the grips pointing back, they're going to point forward. So, you just flop them around, so the one you would normally wear on your right hip, you put on your left thigh. The one you would normally wear on your left hip, you put on your right thigh. That way you can reach over and draw that way. I don't blame you for that. I don't blame you for that. I got up at 3 this morning and come in here and flipped on the coffee pot. I was going to stay up, and I thought, nope, I'm going to force myself to lay back down. My back was hurting, so I sat on my little massage pad for probably 20 minutes. And got on my knees there at the side of the bed and stuff, and put my pillows up on the bed and tried to doze back off, and I couldn't. So I just sat there and watched TV until 5 o'clock when the wife got up, and that's when I got up. But no fluffy clouds, no organ music, no people standing around me crying. That's how I started my day too. I actually have 3 revolvers, so technically need 3 holsters. I actually, I knew a kid one time, and the dude was funny, but he was a ding-dong. He had 8 pistols that he carried out on the battlefield. He had one under each arm, had 2 that he drew off his chest, 2 sets. Had one set that hung under his arms. He had one set here in the front. Had another set across his abdomen, and then had a set on his hips on a cross draw. And he would just sit there, and he would pull these things out. He would fire them, then throw them down on the battlefield. He'd grab another set and start firing them, throw them down, and he'd work his way down. But then, he had to retrace his steps at the end of the battle and walk all the way back to the beginning to pick up his pistols again. It's like too much extra work for me, man. That's kind of their assumption of people crying. Well, I'm hoping somebody cries. You know, Drew was a great guy. We're gonna miss him so much. What'd he leave me in his will? Oh my God, that's it. Oh. I didn't say that, they were gonna cry because I died. Cry because they missed my witty humor. My pretty punum. Because I left them shit in my will. I mean, yeah. Oh, believe me, the battlefields that we're on, Bud, there is no dirt. There is no dirt. I mean, we have fought on some of the most prettiest, luscious grass fields you ever seen in your life. Yeah, see, I agree, Ty. I don't see any reason to. I'll never get my money. Yeah, exactly. No, if people are coming to me looking for money when I die, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'll go on and say it now for everyone. You're SOL. Not unless I hit the lottery twice before I die. Because if I hit it once, then, we're completely remodeling the house. I'm getting the driveway sealed, getting the garage built, and getting the place landscaped. That way, my wife and daughter is going to be taken care of. If I hit the lottery twice, then that's when I start, setting up trust accounts for my kids and start to give away money, things like that. Get my will set up. I'm afraid of all the women might show up. I might get mad. That's because you were a popular guy. And a good looking dude at that. So, I mean, there could be like little women folks. Be like little women folks everywhere. Yeah, I know what you'll go after, and guess what? It's already spoken for. I know no one will cry at my funeral. I'm not having one. I hate funerals and refuse. And that's really kind of how I want it done, Tony. I don't want to have a funeral. I want to have a wake. I want to have a Scottish ceilidh. I want to be burnt to a crisp, powdered up, put in an urn. I want my urn sitting right up on a table at the head of the room with the lid lifted up, a cigar hanging out of the lid, a beer sitting beside me, a shot of whiskey on the other side, and a whole bunch of really loud music playing. People dancing, talking, eating, celebrating everything that I could have accomplished in life if life would have been longer. My ears don't listen neither do my revolvers. Someone can speak to the end of the barrel. Well, all of my weapons go to my son. My son and my grandsons, I'll tell you that right now. And, well, celebration of life rather than funeral, exactly. People cannot come see me while living. I cry because I appreciate that. I try to be friends with everybody. I wish there was a way we could all communicate easier. I mean, hell, we give each other sometimes, laughing and joking and playing around on here. It would be nice to actually be able to chat more, not just on here. There's, if it was only possible. Some people don't do the Facebook thing. They don't do the Messenger thing. Um, I'm haunting everyone in my circle. That's kind of how I feel about it too. You know. Hey BS, good morning. Good to see you. Welcome to the family, by the way. It's one of our newest family members here, guys. Subscribed to the channel yesterday, and I'm happy to have him on board. Of course, like I said, the new video, it's not really a continuation, but it's on the same subject matter as the video I put out on Wednesday. This one here is just more of, it's less of the government cover-up and more of the Government Release of Information Act. The declassification of certain things, radio programs, video, stuff like that. So it's actually very interesting. I've watched it twice on my phone since I uploaded it. So, and I keep finding new things on it. Danny's saying here, I'm going to haunt everyone just for fun. I kind of like what Tony said up there, you know, if they couldn't come and visit me in life. And I kind of sort of told the wife at one time that I wanted a cover on my grave, you know, like the concrete top above ground, but I wanted an ass right there in the middle of it, like my butt was sticking up out of the ground, so everyone who always had something bad to say about me in life could come by and kiss my cold dead ass afterwards for all of eternity. Wait until new home is done. I'm resting this weekend, just chilling. Yeah, don't type fast. So what happens when your fingers move faster than your brain and your eyes do? Hey, Justin. Good to see you, bud. Glad you could join us. And I've told Grandma the same thing. You know, that all the people that always had something bad to say about her and everything. I said, You know, I told her, I said, I'm seriously thinking about excavating out her departed husband's grave and burying her face down, facing him, with her ass sticking up out of the ground. So all the people that had nasty things to say about her in life could come by and kiss her cold, dead ass. She laughed and said she loved the idea. I told her, I said, as scrawny as you're getting, though, it's not even going to look like an ass anymore. It's going to look like two softballs laying side by side. Oh man, guys, I can't wait to I can't wait to get this weekend started. Just relax. Um, Trying to get something together for an investigation. Um, the last investigation I done was the Winchester house. Um, we want something else I have. Okay. Yep. Next weekend is Carlton Park. Yeah. Well, you know, like I said, with Mike getting out of Civil War, um, 65, 75% of my events have been cut off now since he was my transportation. Um, so until I find another Civil War reenactor in my area, um, I'm stuck. Have you done cemeteries in Cassopolis? We only have one here in town. I done it 2 years ago, um, when Mark couldn't do one on a weekend. I mean, I was still brand new in the trade and didn't know a lot about what I was looking for or how to do an investigation, honestly, and I'd never done one by myself. I do need to go back, and Mark and I have actually talked about um, going out to our cemetery here in town. Um, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind going back out. We've got a few little ones around here. We've got one that's, right over here, the other side of, uh, one right over here, the other side of Jones, towards Three Rivers. It's like 5 mile down the road. We have the Van Ripper Cemetery, about midway between here and DeWaljack. That one there's got a lot of history to it. Not only are the Van Rippers one of the very first families, founding families here in town, but here about 10 or 12 years ago, a tornado came through and uprooted a couple of the old oak trees there in the cemetery, which pulled up coffins, pulled up body parts. Um, so, very, very, very disturbed. It's actually the other side of Vandalia. It's in between Vandalia and Jones. Like I said, it's only about 5 miles down the road. But yeah, we've got several cemeteries here, just little ones around here but ours here in town, it's a good sized cemetery. The I don't like going out by myself only because, I'm the one carrying all my gear and the filming quality is not near as good. I've got nobody else to hold my cameras for me. I'm by myself. You know, so there's not a lot of movement. There's not a lot of activity out of me when I go out and do a cemetery by myself. One of these days, I just got to find somebody to tag along with me that does nothing but camera work. Thinking about doing Doc Holliday impersonation. I already got the cough down and the same build. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely look like you're a tuberculosis patient, but you say you safety too. I get it. Yeah, my hometown doesn't have any mystery or legends. That's really surprising, Justin. Being that close to Kalamazoo, it's really kind of surprising that there's never been a mysterious individual, a mysterious death, an unsolved mystery, a haunted location, anything like that. In case of emergency, few people is ideally the best option. Oh, I agree. I agree with your opinion completely. You can see me after I shaved the other day. I look like the Dennis Quaid version of Doc. Really? Is that my hair? Holy crap. Lay down, guy. Looked like alfalfa profile there for a second. I love you, darling. Yeah, I agree, Danny. It's about time to do a revisit to the one here in town. Like I said, when I was there 2 years ago, it was very, very peaceful. It was very calm. Of course, you know, the police here in town, they don't give me any huff about going out there and hanging out. As a matter of fact, you know, they cruised by. When I was out there, I got out there before sunset and was setting up my tripod and everything. And, you know, they cruised by. I told them I was doing an investigation of the cemetery. They're like, cool beans. Do you have your phone on you in case something happens? There have been some coyotes and stuff that kind of, you know, go into the cemetery out of the woods at night, since there's woods on three sides of it. I was there till probably 1 o'clock in the morning. They might have cruised by 4 or 5 times, hit the spotlight, shined out. I'd flash my flashlight at them a few times. They'd blink their light on and off and drive on. We do have an abandoned cemetery that is next to a park. There are people from 1800 to 1915 that died there. Got 3 Civil War veterans buried there. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about, Justin. You know, being that close to Kalamazoo and everything, you know that some of the graves from around the 1830s, well no, the the 1830s were probably graves from a couple of the pandemics that came through, the very early 20th century graves, the 1908s to 1912 were probably Spanish flu epidemic that came through and ravaged this area. Um, Me and Mark and Christy and Andrew um, last year done a Spanish flu cemetery over by Three Oaks, Michigan. A lot of kids buried there. We got a lot of activity there. We actually stopped at a Dollar Tree and picked up some little cheapy toys and took them out there and put them down at the graves and had a lot of communication at that cemetery. Um, Ick 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 Payne Park. Okay, well Danny knows about it then, so I don't have to bother writing it down. I'd love to come out to Galesburg. I would absolutely positively love to come out to Galesburg and do some stuff in Kalamazoo as well. Um, Portage, Albion, you know, we've been to Allegan. I'd like to return to Allegan. Um, Even Grand Rapids. All right, Ty. You go get your day started, bud. And, I hope you continue to get better. I've missed your pretty face, so you keep getting better, please. And I'll try to get with Brenna sometime here in the next couple days and see if we can get that trip up here to Michigan arranged for you and the girls and her and get together before this summer's up. Let's make it happen. Let's do it, bud. Let's do it. You know me, I'm just along for the ride. So, Ick Payne Park. Okay. Not Ick. Plain. Ick Payne. Ick Payne. Ick Payne Park. But yeah, definitely. Let's make it happen, dude. Let's make it happen. I don't know if you've seen our chat this morning, Danny. Mark has really been concentrating in the northern Indiana area since that's where he lives at. Niles, South Bend, stuff like that. I told him, you know, Niles, South Bend, Mishawaka, Elkhart, all along the northern part of Indiana right there. You've got the contacts, the years of experience, the you've got the southern Michigan area covered with your experience. We should do a cemetery tour. We should do a cemetery tour. I agree. The cemetery is called Old Galesburg Cemetery. Well, Justin, you know something, bud? You have been sitting here wanting to go out on an investigation with us for some time, and I see absolutely no reason whatsoever if we come to Galesburg and do the Old Galesburg Cemetery, I see no reason whatsoever that you can't join us. Get your feet wet in the paranormal thing a little bit. We always have really good luck with War vets, Civil War vets, Rev War vets, 1812 vets, not to mention the ones from the 20th century wars. Um, I see no reason why you couldn't join us. And you know, I extend that out to anybody, as much like I told Jan uh, here a few weeks ago, or a month ago, whatever it was, when her and Jay are up here for Ghostorama next month. I mean, I don't know how long they're planning on staying. I don't even think they know how long they're planning on staying. But you know, not only have we got Ghostorama, but we've also got the the after hours ghost hunt um, there at the Playhouse. And um, depending upon how long they want to stay, uh, I don't see any reason whatsoever if we can get something, because Ghostorama's on a Saturday. So, I mean, if we could get a cemetery investigation or something arranged for Sunday night, you know, I would love to do a collaboration video with Jan and Jay while they're here in Michigan for Ghostorama. We should start in Cassopolis, go east to Marshall, then circle back, hit Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, Portage, Paw Paw, Lawton, Marcellus, and back. Yeah, the big cemetery there in Paw Paw. Sadly enough, Mark has still not made it to that cemetery for the investigation. He went out there and done all the research, but the night that we did it, something happened and he couldn't go. So that was the investigation that I took Christy, Lovelace, and my mother-in-law to, and Christy's son. And that was a very, very, very active place. We got a lot of shit there. And I mean, stuff that even made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. So my mother-in-law, I'll never forget her charging headlong up that hill towards where the old watchtower used to be. And she disappeared into the darkness with nothing but a flashlight. And she was up there for about 35 or 40 seconds. And she come back down that hill like somebody stuck a barbed wire wrapped baseball bat up her butt. Just come right by the cameras and everything, going nope, 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 nope. Went straight to the car. Got in the car, sat down, shaking. She said she got up that hill and she said she's seen a shadow peek out from behind one of the great big monuments and scared the hell out of her. She said it was bigger than any person she ever seen. But she could see through it. She could see the moonlight through it. Almost like a reflective shadow. And that place scared the hell out of her. Sunday thing is a great, I think so. I think so. Nunica. Oh, dude. I would love to do Nunica. Nunica Cemetery, there's just too many stories and stuff about that place to pass it up. But before I do anything major, I have got to get this non-shack hack on this receiver done. Find out what wire needs snipped in this puppy to get that rapid transgression or that rapid regression through the channels. Um, they don't call it a voice box, they call it a portal. Same thing. Same thing. Oh, I will. I've got my next video. It's not a premiere, but it is going public at 10. About 30, 32, 33 minutes long. Um, but I'll watch it when it goes public, and I'll give you a holler, Danny, when it's done. Hey, Templar. Good to see you. At work, but hi anyway. Well, hi back to you, bud. And I hope your Friday's going well. I at least hope that it's the last day you got to see that place till Monday. I feel sorry for anybody that has to work on the weekends. The way I look at it, you give them your Monday through Friday. So, by God, you need your Saturday and Sunday. Vacation. There's one of my favorite words, or at least it was back when I worked. I don't get a vacation now. Even when I go on vacation, to me it is a filming or investigation chance. You know, we've been talking for 2 years to try to get down to Tennessee to visit my mom and dad. Because of their location in between Nashville and Chattanooga, there was a lot of troop movement during the Civil War on both sides, right through their area. There are still to this day trails and things out there that a lot of people don't go on unless they're hunting. And when they're hunting, they're not looking for objects that could have been left behind. I've already told the wife, we make it down to mom and dad's house, I'm taking the metal detector with me, I am taking my paranormal equipment with me, and it's a short walk right through the back pasture and straight out into the woods and the wilds. The nearest neighbor back there is the next mountain over. So I've got thousands of acres sitting out there of government wooded land to just walk around on. Of course, you know, I got to be careful of bears and mountain lions and rattlesnakes. But as long as they don't set off my metal detector, I'm not going to go around. I did forget to tell you that one of my town's churches was being built at the beginning of the Civil War. Very cool. Like father, like son, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I am doing absolutely peachy, and I hope you are also. Sorry I haven't had a chance to actually pop in and carry a conversation during your streams. I do, in my defense, I do pop in and kind of watch the chat a little bit. I always throw a thumbs up in, show a little bit of love. I don't always get the chance to sit and talk, because usually early mornings when I catch you, that's when I'm doing my recording and stuff in here before my phone starts going bling, 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 bling. All moved into the new house. Awesome. That's good. That's good. One cannot be too sure these days. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you guys got all moved into your new place. You're all settled in and stuff. Time to start a brand new chapter in that adventure they call life. How are you guys liking the new place now? You got any activity around there? Any cool things to check out? There's Jan back. Hey Jan, how long are you and Jay planning on staying when you come up for Ghostorama? Are you guys going to stay for a couple days, or are you going to come up on like a Friday night and leave early Sunday? Come up on Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. Well, I had said something to Danny a few minutes ago about since Ghostorama is on a Saturday, um, possibly putting together a cemetery investigation for Sunday night. And if you and Jay were planning on staying over a day or two after Ghostorama, doing a collab video cemetery investigation together on like Sunday night somewhere there in the immediate area. Find some really mysterious, spooky story filled cemetery close by the area where you guys are going to be staying at. And going out and doing a little spooky hunt that next night. Hey, Drew just sent you a link to pictures of the gravestone, Old Galesburg Cemetery. Have their dates on their death, what they look like. Okay. Oh, Jay has to be. Well, maybe we can do something before Ghostorama. It's always possible. Maybe we can do something before Ghostorama. I mean, Danny and I, neither one work, so it's at leisure when we go out and do. We try to keep in a lot of investigations to like Sunday and Monday night, so Mark can go since he's only off on Sundays and Mondays. And when he can't, then we sometimes do them on Friday or Saturdays. That way, everybody else is off work. But that's not saying that just, me, Danny, you, Jay, maybe one or two other people can go out and do someplace together. You just never know. Danny and I got some things in the works. You find out what his schedule is. You let me know just as quick as you can, and we can arrange something. They forgot to. Okay, Justin, I will check that out. It popped up here just a few minutes ago. I forgot to tell you, my sister in Georgia is also a champ. That's kind of cool. Morning, I think. So I know we got a few people in here. I don't know if they're in here right now from Georgia. Um, what are you guys thinking about the attack on the Georgia Guidestones the other day? I was actually going to do a story on the Guidestones last year, and he has to be at work on Monday. Okay, well, maybe we can get something set up on Thursday or Friday before Ghost-O-Rama and go out and do something together. The story of those stones, Terry, um, back in the 70s, a mysterious individual by the last name of Christian um, designed these stones, bought a 5-acre plot of land from a local farmer, and then contracted a local contractor um, to create and erect these stones, this monument at this location. And basically what it was is it was 10 rules to live by to perfect humanity. Always keep your word. Always give always give a reason to trust your always prove you can be trusted. Nice little rules to make humanity perfect. But around the monument, these 10 phrases were placed in 12 different languages. And it's you later come to find out this Christian person, that was not his real name. He was in his 70s, an old man at the time, and nobody knows who he really was or anything. But he was a very, very wealthy man. He paid cash for all this, the contracting, the production, the erecting the sculpture, the land, everything. And, the company went out, they erected them to his specifications on his diagrams and stuff. No one ever seen or heard from him again. And that was the whole idea behind those stones, was just 10 simple rules that man should live by to be as close to godly, as close to nature as we could be. No one knows who this guy was or anything. I don't understand why Christians wanted them gone. Some crazy woman who was running for something in Georgia campaign. Yeah. Yep. Well, see, some of the things that was on there, they didn't agree with. What was it? One of them that sticks out was mankind should never surpass, I believe it was the 5 billion mark. Mankind should never surpass, let's just say 5 billion for the shits and giggles of it. Mankind should never surpass the mark of 5 billion to stay in balance with nature. Oh, well, that's saying that, we should never have more than 5 billion people on the planet. And, no, it wasn't 500,000. It was much higher than 500,000. It was like 500 million or 5 billion or something like that. But it's just things like that. Well, that's evil. You can't say we're going to stop reproducing it. 5 billion people. Well, no, people die every day. Thousands of people will die every day from disease, natural causes, whatever. How hard is it going to be to surpass 5 billion? In America alone, how hard would it be to surpass 500 million? It's awesome. I've been coming across a lot of Jans lately. There's just Jans coming out the woodwork. Always love your fellow man. Never deceive your fellow man. Never put all of your faith in politicians. Never put all your faith in the government. It was things like that. Keep eating McDonald's. You would have to kill 3 to 4 billion. Yeah, see, I don't know what the population of the world is. I don't think we've crossed 7 billion yet. We may have just crossed 7 billion, I don't know, but I know last year I done a video and I looked into something in the video about world population. And I think it was it was 6 billion something. I don't know. Maybe we had crossed 7 billion, but we shouldn't cross 9 billion. I don't remember exactly what it was. That was too long ago, and my poor little diabetic brain just don't remember those figures. Keep eating McDonald's and the numbers will come down. Hey, every once in a great blue moon, when I have the money on my PayPal card, I have absolutely no problem having a couple Big Macs or a 20-piece chicken McNugget with ranch dressing and barbecue sauce. You got to eat out once in a while, and in a town like mine that only has a McDonald's and a Subway and a gas station that's not even open half the time because they can't get anybody to work there. At least McDonald's, the drive-thru's open. The dining room's still not because they can't get anybody to work there. But the drive-thru's still open from 6 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. But it's my only options for eating out. Most of us are crazy silly too. A friend of mine asked about its Mason connection. I was like, there's none that I'm aware of. 8 billion and change. 7 billion getting close to 8. 7.96 according to Google. okay, maybe it was just over 7. Um, but the thing was that if we hit the 9 billion mark, um, it was going to cause um, severe depletion in natural resources, severe depletion in what our farmers and stuff could provide. 9 billion was going to start putting a major strain on everything that we take for granted for survival. So who the hell knows? I think Mother Nature is going to start purging the planet to start again, like the dinosaurs before us. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Called the Kroger 2 miles up the road from me yesterday. They have no frozen or refrigerated products available, expecting a truck in today with fresh food. We went to the store the other day to try to grab some necessities, and there was hardly anything in the cooler section. The meat section was severely depleted. The freezer section was almost completely empty. The veggies were getting there. So yeah, it's happening everywhere. We've got a few eating places in Galesburg. Yeah. And I really been enjoying your content. Learning a lot of new things. 500 million is the limit according to Google. It didn't sound like those stones were wrong. I get it. We all like fast food, but it's not the healthiest choice. As I get older, I realize the damage done. Yeah, I mean, it's not something that you can do every single day of your life. But once in a while, you know, a McFlurry, a chocolate milkshake, Big Mac and some fries, a quarter pounder with cheese, some chicken nuggets. Once in a while. Even, even when we have the money to do it, we usually only do it once a month. So we might eat at Subway once, we might eat at McDonald's once. Other than that, it's home cooked meals. Speaking of which, tonight is going to be a whole buttload of leftovers because there's a lot of home cooked meals still hanging out in the refrigerator. So we need to kill off 7.496 billion. We are not drawing straws. Nature will find a way. The reason they didn't have it is because we had the tornado we had and power outages. They had to throw the food out. Wow. All right, Tony. You take care of yourself, bud. Have a good day. Have a good show. And we'll catch you later. Have to find a Kroger that wasn't affected by the tornado. Well, at least it was the power outages and stuff, and the Kroger didn't get hit. I know we talked a little bit yesterday or whenever it was about the tornadoes the other day that came through. I mean, they told us we had severe storms, and we had a little bit of lightning, a little bit of thunder, no real rain. I don't know if it all moved north of us or what, but we've had a couple of storms come through this week so far. Back to work. Oh, my surrounded. Take care, Templar. Have a good day. Try to have a little bit of fun behind your boss's back, of course. And we'll catch you later. town next to us was obliterated. Well, you know, it's like I told you when we were talking about it yesterday. At least no one died. Sadly, you know, there were a few injuries, but no lives were lost. This has just been a year for tornadoes. We've had more tornadoes here in Michigan than I've seen throughout history. Kroger and Goshen was hit. Curtains of rain. Wow, yeah, we didn't. The other night when they hit, of course, you know, Ash is scared to death of thunderstorms. Somebody got it in her head when she was little that tornadoes come in thunderstorms. So whenever she hears thunder and lightning at night, she is right in our bedroom. And mainly because she knows that Daddy's not afraid of anything. A demon would have to come in here and literally suck my soul out and dispose of me for anything to get to her. And so she comes in. I got woke up by her trying to symbiotically merge her back into my hip and rib cage. And of course, 10 minutes after she came in the room, that's when the alarm went off on my phone that we had inclement weather heading our direction. So I got my cigars, I got my soda, I got my lighter, and I moved my phone and everything. Then I moved out to the kitchen table, opened the back door up, watched the lightning, listened to the thunder, which, you know, the storm was actually coming dead on at us, so I could see everything to the west where the storm was coming from and everything to the south out the back door where things were passing by. When I started getting a 10-second count between flashes of lightning and stuff like that, I went back in the bedroom, closed everything up, told her the bulk of the storm was over. By 5 o'clock, when her mom and I woke back up, she was gone. She's back in her room. So, just my opinion, but I'm putting away canned goods every week just in case shit hits the fan. Grocery stores here are being invaded by retailers. Wholesale retailers are in a crunch. Yeah, you literally have to be there on the day of the delivery. Like, find out what day their deliveries take place. Be there for that delivery and just kind of hem haul around the store until they start bringing the stuff out to stock. And pick up your flats of cans and stuff just as soon as they put them out. As soon as they put the pallet out, you start picking those flats up. We always keep flats of cans and stuff around. Might not be able to get meat. Well, a squirrel or a bunny if I'm smart and quiet about it. We always throw our scrap vegetables and stuff out to fatten up the bunnies and the squirrels and stuff. But we always keep flats of cans around. Our sirens went off, so I prepared to get the dogs in the basement and start grabbing chickens. Oh yeah, the little mom and pop stores, little mom and pop businesses are suffering like crazy. I mean, there's absolutely nothing they can do. And that's what a lot of the bigger chain stores, that's why they're not getting stuff as often, is because gas prices are so high that the shipping companies from the warehouses and everything are charging more shipping the products to the stores. So, these other places are suffering when they're used to getting 2 or 3 deliveries a week. Sometimes they're only cutting it back to 2 or 3 deliveries every 2 weeks. So, people are going in and they're buying everything up. They're surplusing everything that they can get their hands on. Funniest things though, during COVID, it was toilet paper and paper towel and napkins and stuff like that. Here lately, it's been sour cream. It's been coffee creamer. It's been ramen noodles. It's been weird stuff. Frozen pizzas. You know, of course, we had the bird flu problem here a few months ago. Um, so, chicken prices went up. Uh, then your delivery trucks are coming in. They're not bringing the meat in, the beef, the pork, it, everything across the board. And then, of course, you're looking at the fact of a lower quality of food. Um, I had to call the store last week. One of our big Vidalia onions, and we cut it open, and I had to throw away like the center of the onion and about 4 layers out because it was mushy and icky and fungusy on the inside. So I mean, I had to get rid of anything that the fungus even touched, and then scrub the onion down. And it's been that way the last 2 onions we've bought. We're expecting severe thunderstorms today as well. I don't know what we're supposed to do today. Right now, the computer is saying 76 and mostly clear. So I think we have thunderstorms coming back in today. I'm not really sure. And Jan, I try to keep religion and stuff off subject, but I could imagine, I could imagine if I was an all-knowing, omnipotent being and I created a people and gave them free choice, but they continuously made the wrong choices, I think I'd get a little disgusted too. I mean, it's kind of like having kids, and you teach them and you teach them and you teach them everything they need to know to really be great in life, and then you sit back and you watch them constantly flubbing up everything, and it's like, I would have succeeded in more by talking to the wall. So yeah, I can understand. I can understand that. Why you're not the only person that feels that way. My God, we are in the last probably 40 seconds of the show, guys and gals. You guys, I want to thank everybody for coming in. Don't forget, we have this new video coming out here in just a minute. It is debuting at 10 o'clock, so less than a minute. Um, Thanks everybody for hanging out last couple hours. I am planning on being on tonight. Don't know what we're going to do yet, but it'll be fun regardless. So I would like everybody to try to have a good Friday. Go out and do something. Good morning, Swiss Miss. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I try to keep it interesting, try to keep them a little bit of fun, a little informative. Every once in a great blue moon, we'll have one certain subject we follow. But for the most part, in the mornings, we're just here to have fun. Have our coffee and sit down with family and chat. So, but it's that time. Yes, y'all stay safe out there. Help people who can't help themselves. Amen to that. Amen to that. That's my day. Much love. Much love back to you too, sweetie. Take care of yourself. We'll see each other here in, a little over a month. So, but that's it, guys. Like I said, I will be back on here. Right now I'm planning on 7 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. We'll figure something out. We'll have some fun tonight. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And we'll catch y'all tonight. Have a good day.